Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
That was going to hurt for a little bit. But we're going to bounce back. That one, there's a lot to talk about. Welcome in. Good morning, Chicago. It is still a day to hold your head high. It is still a day to feel good about where your team is at. But it does feel like it's one you could have had. We'll talk about the game overall. Of course, take a look at some of the decision making, some of the effort. And I'll tell you, why year one to me is still a success. Very much a success for Ben Johnson. On top of that, take a look at the season overall. Ladies and gentlemen, the date is 1/19/2026. It's 7:08 in the morning. And at the end of the day, it's still bear down. It's always gonna be bear down. It's always gonna end bear down. But that one definitely hurt. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show of love as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always as we welcome in somebody who somehow is more sleepy than me. Jordan JC into the building. Jordan, how is it possible that you're more sleepy than me?
No, I'm not sleepy. That's the wrong word. That's the wrong S word. I'm very sad. Very sad.
Is that your sad look? Hoodies and glass? You just add a hoodie to the glasses? That's your, this is the same look you have, but you just pulled the hood up. This is you every day.
Look, okay? We're mourning right now. This morning. It's a morning. Okay? It's a Monday morning for our fallen Bears, our fallen compadres. Okay? Good, better, best. You never let it rest, Pat. I swear you better never let it rest. We got a whole nother year until we see greatness again. You better never let it rest, all right? Jeez.
Hey, you can't rest. You got a lot to get done this offseason.
Oh, my God.
Listen, it was a tough game yesterday. It was a tough blow yesterday. I thought that you have to look at yesterday's game, in the game alone, and of course we'll break it down in the game alone, but also in the long run as a great learning medicine. You can't put yourself in that position over and over again where you poorly execute for most of the game and think that you're going to go out there and beat a team like the Rams. It might work for a team that is in turmoil like the Green Bay Packers. It might work for a team that is struggling at times like the Lions next year. But you got to be better than what you were. And I thought the defense gave you a great effort. I thought offensively,
excellent effort.
Roma Dunze.
Don't get me started.
That may be the worst game I've ever seen him play in his NFL career. Not just in pass catching, but also in very key blocks, also in very key moments, stepping up. I believe he had a very untimely false start as well.
Yep.
There was a lot of bad. There was a lot of bad from Rome yesterday. There was a lot of bad from the team, the offense overall. But he's the one that, to me, stood out the most. What were your takeaways from the game yesterday?
Look, before I go into the positives, I do want to just get this off my chest. This was a game that was clearly in our favor. We had this game a number of times, and of course, starting with the opening drive where you have Roma Dunze just completely whiff on an easy pass. I'm sorry, if it's in your catch radius, you can say it was a little behind him.
No, you can't. That was a perfect pass. If anybody's saying they're a little behind them, tell them shut up and they don't know football.
Just a little bit of a caveat, but no, you're right.
No, that was
there
a
was
perfect
no
pass.
excuse for you to drop that ball. That right there won us the game. If you want to sit here and say that you are the number one receiver on this team, you have to catch the ball in the most important moments. And time again, Roma Dunze has not done that. Do I still believe that he can be the number one receiver on this particular team? Maybe. Luther Burton's coming for that position. Colston Loveland's coming for that position.
He might be 4. And there's a receiver that's on this list that people have questions on right now, but he might be 4.
And that's the thing is, in a sense, that's good because you got a lot of talent, but you were picked number 1 in the first round to be that guy. Oh, I'm sorry, Father Dunze is complaining about how many times we use you. What is he going to say now, Dad? What do you need to make sure that during the offseason you work on your hands. That's my first gripe. Second gripe.
Or work on using your hands.
Using block, catch, those are the little things that a wide receiver should be able to do at the very least. And so, yes, poor performance in the most critical moment when we needed you.
Yeah. You
were not there. I don't know if you want to go into the other guys as well, but I wanted to just go down the list.
Talk about whatever from the game.
DJ Moore. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that you haven't come up clutch. You have come up clutch in a lot of moments this past season, especially recently with the Green Bay Packers touchdown, the other touchdown that got us the lead versus the Packers in the playoffs. Pivotal moments. But I also have a problem with your moments where you go about your routes in a very lazy fashion. I'm sorry, but that interception we got to talk about, that was not on Caleb Williams. And I stand by that because I did a deep dive and I looked at as many videos as possible staying up till 2 a.m. yesterday. And your former quarterback mentor, Chase Daniels, who was on this team, said as much, that DJ Moore basically lazied out the route. You're jogging in an important possession where you had open space and he said he didn't cut the route as cleanly as he should have. There was wide open space under, I believe it was Roma Dunze, who was right by him. And then that led to Cam Curl getting an easy interception because you didn't put any effort, at least into getting the block on the ball. If you're not going to catch the ball, at least defend the pass from being caught. You timed out on the play, as we've seen you do multiple times during the season. And so as much as I've not really agreed with Kid on the fact that maybe DJ Moore needs to be gone, maybe that contract could be freed up so we can go ahead and get that edge rusher or put money towards something else more important because we have a wide receiver core. So
listen, if it was Max Crosby, it was always going to be. I don't care who he calls.
I'm on board now. I am on board. And then lastly, I praise Ben Johnson, and I'm going to praise Ben Johnson after this. But this was the game where your chances and you're constantly going for it came back to bite you in the butt. Just one time, if you would not have gone for it on 4th down and relied on your kicker to kick a 50-yard field goal. Mind you, he already made a 48-yard one. He made a 48-yard one in the snow. So you're saying 2 more yards was going to kill him. We would have been up.
That's exactly what we said. That's exactly what we said.
I would have taken a chance. My point is, you start to see, okay, I understand he goes for it because he doesn't trust in the defense. Well, the defense showed up for you. As I told you before, this Rams defense, or rather this offense, for whatever reason, in these type of games, they average only 15 points. You held them to 20. The defense did their job. I cannot sit here and blame the defense. You put up 4 sacks on Matt Stafford. He didn't throw any touchdowns. Like, you did your job. And so those are my gripes. Overall, obviously, this was a team of destiny. You saw the crazy Hail Mary out of nowhere. I thought Caleb couldn't outdo himself with the pass he had before. But I mean, that the Jordan logo was outdone already this week with that Hail Mary last second attempt to Cole Kmet. That was amazing. But there's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up. With this team, it's the little things. It's the details. It's the attention to detail. It's like you said, knowing your assignment. It's the all-out effort and not being lazy on your routes. Like, there's things that Ben Johnson has continued to preach this team throughout the year. And do I expect them to just get better and better? Yes, I do. But that was a heartbreaking way to go out because you had it. You literally had it. You stopped them on their own chance to score in overtime. That was your strategy, and you had the game right there. I believe maybe one more first down would have got you at least in field goal range, and we would have been talking about going to Seattle. So, hey, great season. I do applaud everyone for doing the utmost best. Caleb clearly has grown. Caleb clearly is going to be that generational quarterback that we expected. Ben Johnson is just going to, I hope, evolve into an even better coach. And maybe there are times where he won't take chances. I know that's his MO. I know that's his thing, and we love it when it does work, like the touchdown on 4th and goal. But there's times where you need to be a little bit more balanced. I think that's the next evolution of Ben Johnson in him being an even better head coach next year, is learning from his own mistakes, taking accountability, and making himself even better as a play caller.
It's so funny because, like, I don't leave yesterday's game looking at Ben Johnson and going, you going for it on 4th down is a problem. That's why you hired him. If you lose on what your goal was of bringing a guy in, if you lose on the identity of your team, I don't have a problem with it. And I never will, because I've seen so many coaches lose going away from who they are in those moments that are biggest. Now, is there one of them where maybe you go, hey, we probably should kick a field goal here?
Yeah, that was one of them.
Maybe one, right? But like,
yeah.
I'm also not upset with you because I've seen multiple plays that you tried to execute there where if the players do their job, it's fine. The run in for DeAndre Swift on the edge. If Roma Dunze makes a block that he's supposed to make, I don't know what angle he was taking to make this block, but sweet Jesus, did you get out of the way and just open things up for Swifty to get killed? If you do your job the right way, you score the points. Now, that is tough, right? But it is, in the playoffs, you have to rely on your players to be perfect. When you can't do that, usually you're a team that kicks the field goal, takes the points, yada, yada, yada. But I don't get upset with Ben Johnson because the outcome didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. That's not what you hired him for. You knew who he was when he came here. You knew the kind of coach he was when he came here. That's what you wanted. So just because it doesn't work the one time where, listen, I would love for it to work in the most important game of the season. Didn't work out. It's who you are. I'm not ready to crucify DJ Moore, I guess, if that's the right way to say it. Only thing I want to know is, was that the 100% that he could give in that moment?
It was 50%.
I don't know how healthy he was. That's the only thing I got to know.
I'm sorry, Pat, you and I both know if you're out there, you got to give it your all. This is the last game.
That don't mean he wasn't giving it his all. That don't mean he wasn't giving it his all. Now, the part that I do have an issue with, and listen, if it does come out that he was 100% healthy, he's fine, or he was as healthy as he can be on that play, he's fine, he's out there, it is what it is, then yeah, that's a route that gets you traded. It just is. That's a route that gets you sent to another team. Because you're not getting, I guarantee you, the way we'll find that out is if DJ Moore is not a part of this team. Guy that has big money on the deal next year. Like, it looks horrible. And I asked J-Mac, I was like, was there anything they said? Because remember, DJ Moore went into the blue tent twice. DJ Moore was squatted on the sidelines the entire game.
He gets
So he was
banged
dealing
up.
with something.
He gets banged up. I can agree with that.
He was dealing with something. I'm not saying that it absolves it. I just want to know before I go, hey, you didn't give effort. Because to accuse somebody of not giving effort is basically to say you didn't care about your team in the most important moment. And I don't think that's who DJ Moore has been. I think people have wanted to slap him with that narrative because of his face. I think people have, but in the most important moments, we have seen DJ Moore come through. When DJ Moore's number has been called, we have seen DJ Moore have 6 for 8 days where he goes out there and gets the game-winning touchdown, right? Like, I don't get why in that moment he would just be like, nah, I'm done.
It may not be that he personally said, oh, you know what, I'm just going to quit on this play. But my thing is that we've called DJ Moore this superior receiver, this number 1 receiver and a top 20 receiver. But my thing is, where's your route running?
Well, yeah, I ain't never called him a top 20 receiver.
Huh?
I never called him a top 20 receiver.
Well, he sure was supposed to be. Like you got him from Carolina. The issue was always he just didn't have the right team around him. He didn't have the right quarterback. He always had, poor showings of quarterbacks, and so that didn't really magnify his talent. And so when you get here, you had your best season with Justin, but now you have an ultra, a very talented quarterback in Caleb, and he's throwing to a spot where you're supposed to be. And again, where I say effort, I'm not sitting here saying DJ saying, oh, you know what, I can't get to that ball, so whatever. But what it looks like
is he not running the route hard?
He's not running the route hard.
No,
He's
it does,
jogging
100%.
instead of running extremely hard to at least look as if you are the primary target, which you were.
No, 100%. He wasn't the primary target. He was second target. Caleb said it. But 100%, if you're not running the route hard enough, it's GG's. It doesn't matter. I just want to know, was it like, hey, DJ, because we've seen this with DJ. It's like, why wasn't he doing that? DJ Moore tore his meniscus in the second quarter, and he's just trying to get out there and give you some plays. Like, and again, if that is the case, Caleb got to know that. DJ got to know that. I don't know if that is the case. It was a weird look. It was a horrible route. And if it is just he was jogging on the route, get him out of here. Guess what? Ben Johnson's probably going to get him out of here if that's the case. Here's bottom line for me that is irritating, though. When I hear Caleb Williams go to the podium after the game, trying to protect this guy, and he goes, yes, a miscommunication. That's unacceptable. And heading into next season, there should be zero miscommunications, because every wide receiver should be looking at Caleb Williams and going, what's the communication? Whatever your communication is, that's the communication that I have.
Yeah, we're on the same
entire time, and too often. And if you want to move on from him for this, I guess I get it. Like, right? Like, because as talented as DJ is, we've said this too much. There's a miscommunication between him and Caleb Williams. Well, you know what? There's a lot of guys on this team that there aren't a miscommunication between him and Caleb Williams. Colston Loveland don't miscommunicate with Caleb. Heck, Cole Kmet don't miscommunicate with Caleb at this point. Luther Burden ain't miscommunicating with Caleb at this point. There's a lot of mouths on this team that have been fed this season that don't miscommunicate with Caleb.
Exactly.
And so that for me, like the route is what I just look, if it's literally he's running the route lazy, trade him. That's a tradable route. But that doesn't speak to who DJ Moore has been on this team.
Yeah.
And I think people have looked at the numbers and said, well, he's not giving 100%. No, he's not called upon to be that guy every single game. Maybe he's done with that. Maybe he's sick of that. Maybe he was like, hey, this is the game where I'm going to get us up out of here and I'm going to go over to the Rams and hang with Devontae. Like, I don't know. But it just seems weird that that's the one play where he's like, I'm done.
It just appeared that way. And I want to
it looked that way, 100%.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to the chat. I see Lord Crimson's comment about, being big mad and I need to chill because this year went way better than we expected. We're ahead of schedule. You're obviously nothing but excited for the future. And I agree with you, Lord Crimson. I agree with a lot of people who say, you know what, we over exceeded our expectations. I totally agree with you. But when you have an opportunity where you're in a position to do something very, very special ahead of schedule
that you may never get to do again.
I'm more irritated than anything. You literally had this game.
Yeah.
You had this game before you had the game in the overtime. Like there were little bitty incremental moments that if you just took advantage of them, or if there was a different call decision, there was a different way you went about trying to make sure you put points on the board, that's where I see, okay, maybe there needs to be a maturation, not only with the players, but the head coach, which is why, again, yes, I agree. You brought Ben Johnson in here to be that guy that has the big you know what to
The
go for it,
cojones.
the cojones
Yeah.
to make sure and to keep going for it. I love that. I do love the excitement of going for it on 4th and 1 or 4th and this or 4th and goal. That is exciting instead of just saying, oh, you know, we just got to give it to the other team and we'll try to get it the next time around on our possession. But then when you don't consistently do it, it's like, okay, do you at least make adjustments? Because for me, it gives me trauma from Matt Nagy saying, you know what, I'm going to make sure this works as much as possible. And even if it don't work, I'm going to keep doing it. No, make an adjustment. And I know Ben Johnson is smart enough to do that. If you see that something is not working 1 to 2 to 3 times during a game, say, you know what? Maybe this ain't. I know this is my MO, but maybe let me go away from that for a second. Let me try Cairo Santos out for a 50-yarder. Let me at least, you know, run the ball instead of pass the ball on 4th and 1 or whatever the case may be. Like, put yourself
I'm
in
just
a different
confused that
position.
the 50-yarder is the one that we want.
The 50-yarder is the one that I really wanted.
That's
back.
kind of
I
crazy.
really did want that one back.
That's kind of the one that I would least want Cairo running out there to kick.
Again, he impressed me with the 48-yarder in snow and blistering wind. So I'm like, okay, well, let the guy try for what he's being paid for, you know, instead of having less trust in him. I agree. You know, 50-yarders. I understand he's a little
I ain't
iffy.
giving Matt Stafford the ball at the 50.
That's 2 more yards, though. That's my thing. Is
Hey, dog. That's like Kevin Garnett shooting that 2-pointer right at the edge of the 3-point line, bro. You know what I mean? When that toe got behind that 3-point line, he ain't make it.
That's actually a very good comparison. You know, it's like a long
we say 2 more yards. No, 2 more yards means something in this league. No,
that's a good point.
I think here's my bottom line with all of it. In the failures that we saw this season, and by the way, hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. 165 in the building. Over 100 in the chat. Only 33 likes on the video. In the failure that you saw this season, this is where you learn. I do agree with that. Ben Johnson has to learn how to navigate these moments as a head coach a little bit better. I think that Caleb Williams has bailed him out a ton.
Yeah.
I mean, even that final play call is insane to me. I don't sit here. See, my thing is I'm not going to flip-flop on how I feel about Ben because of the outcome of the game, where I think you had multiple plays that should have worked. I think you had multiple plays that were there for the taking. And I said this on the show the other day. Don't confuse bad play calling with poor player execution. Roma Dunze didn't execute. DJ Moore didn't execute. Colston Loveland had a big drop. Luther Burden had a big drop. Like, if you want to talk about bare weather affected the wrong team yesterday, especially our wide receiving core. Caleb Williams, that second interception is inexcusable. I don't even know what the heck it was. Who were you throwing to? Where did you think that was going to go? Like, there's so many of those moments where you don't get that chance anymore. But what I do love is you saw a coach that was willing to go put the ball in the kid's hands and see what he can do. Give that young man a chance, because that's how we're going to win games. I think you saw a coach that maybe trusted Caleb a little too much. And he's got to get there. There's a long way to go. This offseason has to be about improving the footwork, improving the completion percentage, working with whoever is going to be the number one. And I think here's the part for me, right? In year one of this, and why I really think it's a success, you see the foundation laid. And you have something on this team right now that all the greats have, that all the dynasties have. You've got the NFL's version of the point guard big man in year 2 of this thing with the QB tight end.
Oh yeah.
You've got an elite young tight end right now.
Yeah.
And a
hopefully he's
very good
okay.
young quarterback.
Yeah.
And they are just getting things started. Go back as far as you want to go. The quarterback tight end is an incredibly dominant union.
Yeah.
Grouping.
Unit.
Usually more dominant
Yeah.
than the great wide receiver quarterback. You look at Brady Gronk. You look at, of course, what we've seen lately with Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yeah.
Like when you have that elite piece, heck, you want to go Elway and Sharp.
There you go.
When you have that elite tight end, it makes it so difficult for people to scheme for you. And you go into this second season being able to continue to build on that relationship with the experience now of being in big moments in the playoff. That's a team that can become very, very dangerous.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that connection is going to just grow. I think it's already at a point where you see that they are at simpatico, where they're on the same page. Man, like Coastal Loveland finds those gaps in the defense. I mean, to me, he has the most sure hands. I know there was a couple of drops that, I wish he would have had, whether the ball felt like a brick or not. It was there for him to catch a few times. Everybody had issues with drops the other day. But I do trust that connection is going to be special. And I agree that that's probably one that you will see take them very far, whether it takes them to championship land or not. That is a tandem that I think will continue to grow, and they're young. They're going to grow together along with these other young receivers that they have on their team. And so that's something that you can lean on. And of course, I don't want to sit here and be all doom and gloom all day. I understand that I've come on and I sound big man.
I mean, listen, you lost the game yesterday. Like it
just hurts. It hurts.
It was a doom and gloom game. It was a doom and gloom situation. It was a opportunity for you to go to an NFC title game. I thought Cole Kmet said it best.
Yeah.
Expecting to be there next year is wishful thinking.
Exactly.
You don't know what the NFL could bring. You think Washington wasn't expecting to be in the playoffs this season? Then you start to look around that room and you go, oh, wow, guys are absolutely banged up. This is bad. This is getting ugly fast. Like that's real.
Let's just keep it in our division. You think the division is not going to come right back after you and attack you?
Like, you've got a division where Kevin O'Connell went 9-8, and is the worst team in the division. Or no, were the Lions the worst team? And the Lions were the worst team in the division.
They were 8-9.
But you got a Vikings team that went 9-8 with JJ McCarthy, the carcass of Carson Wentz, and the headstone of Max Brosmer.
Yeah.
That ain't a division that you could just assume you're going to win every year. Now, I would love to take the North and never give it back. But you got to do a lot of work this year. You got to do a lot of work this offseason to make sure that you stay in that dominant position. And you know what you got to become? You got to become the team that you just played. The Rams have found a way to go all in,
that is who you
rebuild it, take a step back. They had won 6 and 10 year, right? You take a step back, you get a high draft pick, you come back the next year, you're right back in this thing, and you found your way back in the NFC title game.
Yeah.
That's who you need to figure out how to be. Or the Chiefs, where you come from, where you continue to rebuild that thing over and over. Guess what? Tough season this year. Got a nice draft pick, though.
Yeah.
Make that thing hit. Guess what? We're going to see Patty Mahomes right back in this playoffs. You think it's over?
Whew, I feel bad for Josh Allen. That was his opportunity.
Don't feel bad for him. He had opportunities. He turned the football over too much.
I know.
He was throwing the football to everybody except the right players.
That was your ticket to paradise right there. This is going to get harder now.
There's been a lot of interceptions in this playoffs, bro. Like, as much as we talk about Caleb, bro, like the playoffs have been a turnover frenzy this year. It has been very interesting to
Caleb
watch.
had 4. I think he had 2 in each game, right? He had 7 for the season.
Caleb had finished the playoffs with 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
5.
Yeah,
that's why he did have 3.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Not a great first showing in the playoffs, but a learning experience. That's the thing. People don't. You have to look at the failures and understand the successes that can come from them. You do not have success without failure. You do not have success without learning, without the struggle, without going through the tough moment. It's what makes success sweet. And it's why, like, I don't look at this and go, oh my God, you didn't win a Super Bowl, and so this season's a failure. It's year one of this thing. You weren't expecting to be here. And I'm not saying moral victories or any of that with this. But this is how you learn.
Taking that, yeah.
The 2016 Cubs aren't the 2016 Cubs without the 2015 experience.
That's true. You have to build up to it.
The 90s Bulls ain't the 90s Bulls without the 89 experience. White Sox just kind of won. I don't know what that was.
I was going to say, it was in the 04.
White Sox just kind of won.
No, they were unstoppable.
They were just like, all right, we good. All right, we bad again. All right, my bad. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, that was their year.
But like that we've seen that so often. Heck, the 85 Bears aren't the 85 Bears without 84. The year we go to the Super Bowl in 06 don't happen without losing to Steve Smith in 05. So this could be a team where right now it does suck. It is a gut punch. You got to figure some things out. Let's see how dangerous this young man comes back.
Yeah.
Let's see how dangerous Ben Johnson comes back with the experience of being a head coach in the playoff.
I have no doubt that, first of all, Ben's going to get in the lab. Caleb's going to get in the lab. There's a lot of
never leave the lab.
Take this off season and just go, just really hone in on the craft. But I fully agree that when you have an opportunity to take something, and grab it by the horns, you have to take advantage of it, because even as much as you can improve, so can other teams. And they're aiming for you now. You're on the radar. In my opinion, you are now on the map. Your coach is got the bravado, and everybody is ganging up on him because they didn't like the way he treated one guy. So now you got that target, but you also have the target of other teams respecting you now, I think, and saying that, oh, Chicago's a legitimate contender. Chicago is on the up and up. This is just the start for Chicago. We did not expect this much from them. And so now we're going to constantly give you our best, whatever the weakness or the strength of the schedule is going to be next year. And now you have to face that. So it's going to be a different animal. And every year it's going to be different. And so that's the reason why you take advantage of your opportunities to, in a sense, get to the mountaintop even before you thought you could. And so as much as I do expect this team to get better and improve and be special, improve on the defense, get the players that Dennis Allen wants, get your superior pass rusher, whatever the case may be, just grow as a team. I hope that they also know how to overcome those little moments where it matters, whether or not you win or lose, to get to the next level, to get to the next game in the playoffs, because that matters the most. And so I love the growth. I love year one of this tandem of head coach and quarterback. I think that's only going to get more special. And so that is what I look forward to.
Yeah, listen, a lot to look forward to with this team. We got to talk about what we saw this season, of course, overall, and looking ahead at what we want to see this team do during the offseason. I think we've all got the answer on that. I'm not saying any names here, but if Cax Mrosby is available.
Oh, yeah. Fax Bosby. Yeah, okay, I got you.
It rhymes. Yeah, I mean, somewhere in there. I'd be very intrigued. By the way, did you see him throw out a "oh my God" last night? He saw what Caleb did. That pass was insane.
Come on, Dave.
We haven't even talked about that.
It is nuts.
That pass, no, that's not nice.
It's nuts.
Bro, Caleb Williams is Stephen Curry of the NFL.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You shouldn't be able to do that.
That's insane. That's not just nice. Listen, I get it, we lost. That's crazy. That is the only pass that I've even seen that would have been better than that is when Pat Mahomes was like laid out 90 degrees and then just flipped his wrist.
Yeah.
But Tyreek didn't catch it.
He didn't catch it.
He didn't catch it.
Yeah, because they just kept
the only pass I saw where I was like, wow, that I've never seen a player do that in my life. Like, bro, like what the like. And did you see Collinsworth last night flipped his crush? Did you see Chris Collinsworth last night was we didn't hear one Pat Mahomes. We kept getting this Caleb Williams. I don't know, man. This Caleb Williams, man. I was like, now here's a guy. I was like, wait a minute. You telling me it's not Pat Mahomes?
Everybody's in love with him now.
Oh man, he's got a new crush. I was sitting there, I was like, I just can't wait the rest of the playoffs, right? We only got 2 weeks of football left. That kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I just can't wait the rest of the playoffs for the Chicago Bears to be, yeah, I mean, or for the rest of the teams to be playing in the playoffs and just you know, that reminds me of I just look like Caleb Williams, doesn't it? I'm not, here's a guy, Caleb Williams. I mean, I'm sorry, I know. He's not in the playoffs anymore. Now.
Yeah, everybody's on the bandwagon.
Nah, man, I absolutely love it. I appreciate everything that we saw this season. I thought that it was a great season overall, a tough ending to the season. But you know what? The way you fix it is you improve, you come back. Hey, it was good, right? Next year got to be better.
Better.
And eventually we get to the best.
Yeah. We're
going to take a quick break, listening to a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back on the other side of this thing, man.
User.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com, where you can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch, because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
Well. If it ain't the Hoffa back in the building.
Yeah. How
There he
convenient.
is.
How convenient. Jimmy come out of nowhere. Took a vacation. Now he's back.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah. What a surprise. What a surprise.
Shout out to some of the super chats in here, man. Impero said, Javon did nothing but cost us 3 with that penalty. Look like anybody else, Coleman Shelton ran into Javon.
Well, we know what that's like.
It looked like Coleman Shelton kind of like bodied up right into Javon. It was like, oh, like he LeBron'd it a little bit.
Well, he knows how to fall back.
Yeah,
so
he knows how to be on the ground.
He
He wasn't on the ground enough yesterday. He did get thrown. I ain't gonna lie to you. Grady Jarrett did throw him aside one time, and I was like, yep, that was the one. Papa Doodad said,
Papa Doodad.
Well, the Cubs had a similar situation in 2015, lost in the NLCS, and won it all the next year. So the sky's the limit. By the way, Cubs all day, baby. That's crazy.
Shout out to Papa Doodad.
Yeah. How's Kyle Tucker?
How's Alex Bregman?
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, for all you people who are on your moral high horse on the Dodgers are ruining baseball. Oh, the Dodgers. Why would you ever do that? I don't like what I'm seeing. Hey, $70 million of Alex Bregman's money deferred.
Whatever.
70 million of Alex Bregman's money deferred.
Whatever.
The exact way that the Dodgers continue to sign people.
Whatever. It's gonna be a beautiful season.
The Dodgers are ruining baseball until your team does it, right? Until your team does it. Hey, I just can't wait. I can't wait because you know Kyle Tucker gonna get his bat back, right? You know he's gonna start swinging the bat well and start cooking. And I'm gonna just look at all the Cubs fans and they're gonna be because you know the conversation is coming.
I don't care.
You already know what's coming. We could have re-signed him. We had the money. We might as well have re-signed him. How do we not have a bat in the lineup? Shut your mouth. And he laughing because he know. He going to be the one saying it.
I'll say it. I'm glad we kind of got a Band-Aid on the city. I wish they could have kept Kyle Tucker, but I'm glad they got Alex because that kind of softens the blow.
Yeah, you traded away a good piece too. Chrissy Cross with the super chat said, folks crying trade DJ. They weren't screaming that when he helped put Green Bay away twice. Well, listen, I just need to know what's going on.
All I said is if you're going to improve the team.
Listen, yeah.
He's one of the contracts that you might want to discuss.
If it's for Max Crosby, like.
Thank you. I
help you pack. I don't know. If it's for Max Crosby, I help you pack. I don't know what to tell you, dog. Hey, let's go. No, you gotta leave.
Yeah.
That don't matter to me. Let's talk about that a little bit because I think the season overall, right? Like we've kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm proud of the team. I really am. I am a very happy Bears fan. It is year one of this. I think that this is year one of a lot of really good for Chicago. I don't think that Ben Johnson gets worse next year. This is the first quarterback probably since Jim Miller who is going into his second year with the same offensive coordinator. And the reason I picked Jim Miller, because I'm going to add the caveat, that actually likes him. Because remember, Mitch went into year two, and Matt Nagy was like, "Hey, I don't know what to tell you. Kind of f this guy. If I,
who are you?
Yeah, right, bro. You know what I mean? This is an opportunity we haven't seen in Chicago probably since Jim Miller. And Jim Miller was always banged up. Like, respect to Jim, but like he was always banged up.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter as much that you were going into next season with the same OC.
Yeah.
I mean, like maybe Kramer. But no, because Kramer was only here a year. You didn't have it very often. We haven't had it almost. I don't think Jay ever had the same OC 2 years in a row. Because the one time he had a good one was Adam Gase, and he was gone the next year.
He was gone. Yeah. He was found out. Yeah. That's
so,
true.
like,
you love the, no.
You have an opportunity to do something we've never been able to say. The things that we always said, look what Pat Mahomes has. He has Andy Reid every year. Look what Jordan Love has. He has Matt LaFleur every year. Look what Matthew Stafford has. He has Sean McVay every year. Look what Caleb Williams has. He has Ben Johnson every year. He ain't going nowhere. You love that. I think that's something major that you can build off of. I think the most important thing that has to happen, and unfortunately, you got to be perfect again. I don't know how you do it because you got a lot of money invested in a defensive line that is absolutely doo-doo water.
Trash.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not paying Javon.
Nope. We've seen what that is now.
He's fine.
Unfortunately.
He's fine. I mean, it depends on how much you want.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
I'm tired of mediocre. For 6 sacks and a solid rotational piece. Yeah, if that's the kind of money you want, I got you.
You know what? But
you can't be coming to me talking about, I'm trying to get that Jalen Carter.
You know what it is with me, Pat. Even if he puts up decent stats and he's saying he's fine and okay, he's manageable, or he's doable for this line. For me, it's the eye test. It doesn't look as if he's doing anything out there. It doesn't look as if he's impacting the game consistently. And that's, for me, when you are a high draft pick and you haven't worked on your consistency in year 3 or year 4, and you have this frame of looking like a dominant guy, and you worked on your body in the off season. You did all of these wonderful things, but it doesn't translate to the field consistently because maybe you're still too high in your pad level for attacking the middle of the line. That's where I have a problem with. That's a learning issue. Not going to say disability, but that's a learning issue.
Here's what I'll say. The best looking physique guy on the team is mediocre. Dom Rob is literally an Adonis walking around there. Like, he is built like Mr. Olympia. Like, you understand why they went and draft. Huh?
Who'd you say?
Dominique Robinson.
Oh, Dominique, yeah.
Yeah.
I take Dominique over Javon right now with the way he's playing.
Dominique got in on that interior and gave you a couple of really good pressures up the middle. I ain't gonna lie to you in that game. Yeah. I never saw Dom Rob off of the interior, but like outside of that, like it's like I'm not going off of he looks like this or he's built like this or I seen a bunch of dudes that look like Superman and play like Lois Lane. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's Javon. Exactly. I think he's a depth piece. So it depends on what the conversation is on contract.
Yeah.
I think he's a solid rotational piece to have in there. He's somebody you want. He's not somebody that you look at and say, this is a game-changing player. It's unfortunate because of where you drafted him. Unfortunately, that's where you are. You have to go into this offseason to be perfect again. But now you got to be perfect on the defensive side. And you have to be perfect on the defensive side that you got a lot of money invested in Dio Adangbo. A lot of money invested in Montez Sweat. A lot of money invested in Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, Grady Jarrett. Like, this is not a cheap defense. This isn't a year where, like last year, right? We're looking at the offense. We're like, we can get rid of him. We can get rid of him. We can get rid of him. He could take his mama with him. Like, we was getting rid of everybody. It was fine.
Yeah.
You kind of can't just do that on defense. You got to find a way to get rid of some of these mugs that have guaranteed money.
Yeah.
That have cap hits. So it's probably going to be via trade. Who do you trade away? How do you move on from it? Right? Like, who's trading for Dio Adangbo?
Nobody.
That money's on this team. He ain't going nowhere.
Nobody.
Nobody's trading for Grady Jarrett either.
Nobody.
Nobody's trading for maybe
I like
Jalen
Grady.
Johnson.
I like Grady. Let me not. I do like Grady for what he brings. I don't mind Grady.
I like Grady too. It's a lot of money for what he brings, though.
Yeah, but I
it's a lot of leadership.
He's up in age.
I love it. I think you need veteran leadership. A lot of money for leadership, though. Yeah. Is there a cheaper leader in the building?
Cheaper leader, cheaper than Keeper Bay. Yeah, I for me, that's where I think this offseason goes. And you mentioned you have to be perfect again. So that's where I'm not concerned, but I need Ryan Poles to hit on the draft picks and the whatever scouting ability, because we know that when it comes to the defense, there's certain positional players or positions that he just hasn't seemed to really hit on. The cornerbacks, he's apparently a savant with that. Outside of that, I feel like the trenches is where he needs to continue to improve his eye for that talent, whether it be in the draft or it's in free agency, which is why I say, hey, don't even try to guess this thing. Go for the best of the best, which is why I'm saying try to free up as much money as possible in the offseason and get your Max Crosby. We don't have to think we don't have to think about if Max Crosby is good or not. Max Crosby is great. You want to get great, go out and get great. You want to get good, go out and get Trey Hendrickson. You want to get somebody else that's a game changer, try to find a way to get some Myles Garrett or whatever the case may be. Like go for the big fishes that you absolutely know can be game changers. Let's not second guess this thing, because if you know that you don't necessarily have a good eye for a specific position, then you need to just get the guy that is unquestionably talented and has already put his stats down on paper every season. So for me, like, that's the only concern I have is, do we trust Ryan Poles to have a perfect offseason knowing what we need?
I trust Ryan Poles with the guy that found Khalil Mack. I trust Ryan Poles with the guy that found Trey Hendrickson.
I go get Khalil Mack.
I mean, listen.
As a backup. I'm not saying
it's a fine rotational piece. We had that conversation.
That is the big guy.
But like, I trust him with the coaches that know what they're looking for. Remember, like, as wild as it is to say, DA coach Fluce's team. Like, Javon Dexter ain't a prototypical DA guy. Montez Sweat kind of is a prototypical DA guy. Austin Booker is not a prototypical DA guy. But like, it literally was. He was trying to get Dominique Robinson as many reps as possible.
Yeah.
Like, these are not DA's guys. These are Fluce's guys that are still signed here. What does DA's defense look like in a couple of years? Because he's going to be here long enough to build this defense up. And I think, going into this offseason with all the money that you don't have to spend on offense because you went out and you got Luther Burden, you got Rome Odunze, DJ Moore's locked up, Colston Loveland's on his rookie deal. Caleb Williams still on his rookie deal. Your offensive line all young. You got to get to a point where you pay Darnell Wright. You got to figure that out. The hope is that Ozzie Trapillo can come back. I'll be honest with you too. We talk about the defense. One of those picks might have to be a left tackle. High. One of those picks high might have to be a left tackle.
Yeah.
Because what you can't do is operate off of hope.
Yeah. That injury.
Listen, I hope Ozzie Trapillo comes back and is a dog.
Yeah.
I believe because he's young enough, that will be an opportunity for you to have that. The reality is right now, the numbers aren't in his favor.
Yeah.
So as much as we can hope that he comes back, as a GM, when you operate off hope, you usually are hoping to find your next job.
Yeah. We got a chat, super chat from Chrissy Cross 94. I just looked it up too for him, but he says, where does the season put us in the draft? Just curious. I believe we are 25th according to the updated rankings now that we've lost the divisional round. So we're not going to be a high draft pick, obviously, because that's what happens when you're a successful team.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the 20s. So there's one name, obviously, that I do have in mind, but not sure if he's going to be there. There's a defensive tackle from Ohio State. We'll get into all of that, obviously, in the offseason.
Yeah, but we got to start some late draft breakdown, dog.
Late draft. We haven't been there.
Bro, I haven't not started draft breakdown in week 8 or 9 in a long time.
Yeah. That's fun, but it's also like we got to look at all the talented guys go way before us.
I mean, listen, it's a first round pick at the end of it. There's some talent. You found your starting left tackle, who hopefully is the starting left tackle for the future, in the second round.
Yeah.
You found Luther Burden, who's probably the second, maybe third, I guess, if you got Ted McMillan above him. Best wide receiver in the draft in the second round.
Yeah.
You found a pretty good running back in the 7th round. So there's a lot of talent in these drafts. But yeah, like we haven't done draft prep this late. Usually I'm like knee deep and I'm watching half of the season because I'm like, I got to see what this guy does. I'm tapping into Jerzon Newton tape right now. By the way, you know who sucks?
What happened to where is he at?
I don't know. He sucks. Nah, he might not actually.
Jerzon Newton. No, I got.
We should do a show this year once like the Super Bowl is over and go back and look at like the guys that we loved. Because I'll tell you what, Mike Green sucks.
Man, that's crazy. That was
Mike Green sucks.
And you went to the right team to be dominant.
Yeah. No, he sucks. And got opportunity because everybody was banged up. Now he sucks.
Yeah.
Who was the one that we wanted real bad? Ariante Ursery?
Ursery, yeah.
Bad. Real bad. Looks rough out there.
What about your boy that went to Cleveland with Miles?
You know who's cold? Who's cold?
Graham.
Oh well. I mean, he's a nose tackle, but I mean he's a nose, but he's standing next to Myles Garrett, so everybody looks good.
That makes sense.
You know who's cold? Who's old boy that went to the Cardinals?
Is he on the line?
Yes, he's a D lineman. Walter Nolan?
Oh, Walter Nolan, yes.
Is Walter Nolan?
Michigan?
He was banged up this year?
From Michigan, I believe. Maybe.
He go to the Cardinals?
Yeah, you might be right about that.
He's a DE no, he's on. Yeah, no, he's a tackle on them. He's a tackle on their team. Walter Nolan cold.
Okay.
Walter Nolan showed up immediately and was like, "I'm gonna hit y'all real hard."
Hey, I will say this.
Now he banged up again, so there's that tough part. But he looked like a dog when he was out there. He literally came back off an injury, played great for a few games, and then tore his ACL.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but we should do we should do a where were we wrong at? Because there's some months that we were adamant about. We was like, this dude is cold.
Yeah.
We had a couple that we called though. I mean, I was high on Ozzy. Who's the other one? There's another one that we called.
You were high on Ozzy. You were high. You called.
I mean, we all called Monungai once we saw that he was dominant at Rutgers.
Yeah, I definitely loved Monungai.
I'm trying to think. There was another one that we called, and he is like dominating right now. Can't think of it. We'll go through it. Right. But yeah, man, listen, there's a lot you need to get right in this draft. There's a lot that you need to figure out in this draft. And it's got to be another perfect offseason for you defensively now.
It's important that you hit. Yeah, it's important because, again, if you want this team to get to the next level, DA needs his type of guys. Ben has to obviously have a say in the matter. And, obviously, if they're going defense more so than offense. But, there's a lot to be done that can really improve this team very, very quickly, especially on one side of the ball. And as you mentioned before, we may have to be prepared for your favorite Bear to not be on this team because I believe this roster will look totally different going into next year, and that will be a good thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's a good one, Pterodactyl Pops. He said Donovan Izariku. We were high on him.
That was Ohio State.
I wonder what his PFF numbers say. I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like I was tapped in on Donovan Izariku specifically. But
somebody said Shamar Turner should improve this year. Yeah, I think so. I think he'll improve because he didn't do anything the previous year. One tackle from Shamar Turner would be nice.
Well, he was banged up.
I know.
He ended up being banged up. Actually, decent PFF numbers. 73 overall grade, 66.8 pass rush grade, 62.8 run defense grade. I got to watch some of his tapes. Played 603 snaps. He didn't have a lot of sacks. He didn't sack the quarterback at all. He had 2 sacks the whole season. That's tough. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. A lot to be done this offseason. We'll be breaking it all down here on the Windy City Breeze moving forward. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down. One love. Peace.
Mark Ward, I do need a hug.
Yeah.
And shout out to our new Super Breeze fan, also Trey Conda.
New
Trey
member of the Breeze super fans, huh?
Yes, sir.
Trey Conda. That means something, or is that just
I was gonna say that's a strong name there, Trey Conda.
I got questions.
All right.
I got questions.